Hello everybody, this is Nairi and I'm going to be doing a snippet roll today. So what I'm doing is I'm using this ribbon here and I'm going to be putting on some bits and bobs, maybe some scraps, maybe some stuff I cut up, make it look pretty, and then I'll be able to chop it all up and make some clusters out of it, ready to go in my Bluebell Woods journal. So I hope you guys are okay. So I'm not sure if I'm going to need Fabri-Tac for this or whether I'm going to be alright with my glitter glue. So I've got Fabri-Tac at the ready. So I'll just see how it goes. And I've lit a candle for you today, guys, because it is so dimpsy and very unpleasant. The weather is very unpleasant today. Right, let's see how we're going to do here. Make sure we've got our glue on the go. I wasn't necessarily in the beginning thinking about doing scraps, but it is a snippet roll, so I suppose in a way it should partly be that, shouldn't it? But I was thinking about making it quite pretty, so I was thinking about using lots of materials and things, but I'm going to mix up paper and fabric, I think, for this. I think it will look good. Oh gosh, that was the lid went flying. Okay, let's get the first bit on. Let's get a start, shall we? I hope you guys are okay. So I'm going to go across that way, so I'm going to make it a little bit wider than that ribbon, so that when we roll it up, you know, the ribbon is there as like a foundation part of it. And I'm not going to worry too much about colour matching in any way, because what I'm hoping to do is put some beads and stuff on the top and sort of bring it all together with some extra lace and fabrics and stuff. So I'm not going to worry about it matching per se, because I'm not really sure that that matters at this point, but we'll see. We'll be learning. It's the first time I've done one. I've done a collage board before, which is at the back of the wall. You can't see it, but I've done lots of collages, so it's very similar. Now, do I want that to change glue? I think it's alright actually. I think you need a pretty good glue, so I think art glitter glue is quite good, isn't it? So I'm saying about adding papers in, but I might change my mind on that as well, who knows. So at the moment, as you can see, I'm going along with blue. So my Bluebell Woods journal is coming on. I've got the 5 signatures in. That was quite something. Beaded signatures as well. So yeah, it's all coming along. And obviously that has a blue basis, so I guess I could try to sort of slightly go down the blue kind of look, but I want to add in, you know, book pages like this as well. I don't need as much glitter glue as what I'm putting on here, I don't think. It's expensive, isn't it? I'll try to be a bit more sparing. So I'm definitely overlapping it though. I'm pretty sure that's going to come out best. And with something like that, I could also, I say I could do it now. I could actually do this to it as well. I mean, how much of that we're going to see, I'm not too sure. What have I got to tell you guys? Well, as I say, the journal's coming along. I'm quite happy with it. Could we put that on there? That looks quite nice, doesn't it? I did a live on TikTok the other day. That was fun, actually. I don't understand TikTok in the same way as I do YouTube, so I was a bit stuck on understanding some of it, how the lives work. There's lots involved that you can do, so I wasn't entirely sure what was going on, but I did pop that video up on YouTube just so you guys could see me do that. So yeah, that was fun. Can I put that on or not? Or is that going to be a bit much? Let's see. Let me see. So yes, that was fun. I think I'll be doing that a little bit more. So I need to kind of time YouTube videos with TikTok lives and get that right. This could look quite nice, couldn't it? I hope you guys can see. Alright, I'm just looking up. I don't want to come in too, I could come in a little bit more, I guess. Don't want to come in too far, otherwise you guys won't be able to see what I'm doing. As a whole, I mean. I guess if I put her on, then I'm not going to be Hang on a minute. Let's just take that down a little bit, shall we? Like that. I think it's going to be fine to mix paper with material. I think it's going to be fine. So then what I'll do is I'll have this roll, and I don't know about what you find, but I find that I'm often looking for clusters and making them after I've already got sort of cracking with other things. So I'll be able to chop this into clusters and they'll be ready made, and I'll be able to almost pick a cluster out of it that I think will work on the ephemera that I'm using. So I think quite excited about it actually. Okay, that's quite a lot of papers. Let's go for some more fabric. I've got lots of fabric that has blue in it. Might have some already there, but let me see. All sorts of things going on here all over the place. There we go. I mean, that's a bit something or nothing, but it's still pretty. Let's get it on. I've done a bit of homeschooling this morning, so now my son's gone out to get some ingredients for some baking, which I'm hoping he'll just do on his own this afternoon without any input. Started some new tablets for my restless legs, and apart from being a bit groggy in the morning, I feel like, well, I know that the restless legs are gradually subsiding and I'm having a much better night's sleep. It's just excuse me, adjusting to those tablets in the morning perhaps is a bit of an issue, but I feel so much brighter, so much brighter. So I'm really happy about that. It was just getting really bad. I could be awake 2 to 3 hours every night. I've always had it, but not necessarily sort of came and went really. But it's definitely a family thing. My mum definitely has it, so, or had it. So yeah, I'm on something for that. So hopefully that'll help the sleep. I'm liking it so far. I think we can have another bit of book. A little bit of book here. I mean, little bits of book can go on at the end. I've got, I mean, this is cheating in the sense that this isn't snippets that I already have. I'm making it, but I think that's okay to add that in with some of the scrappy stuff that I have. I wasn't so much looking at this being a scrap buster, although obviously you could, like if you have loads of scraps and you don't know what to do with them, you could make this exercise into a scrap buster, getting rid of things that you don't want laying around. Get that off of that picture. Okay, that didn't overlap very well there, to be fair. What else have we got? Got doily. Put doily on there. The nice thing as well, that because I've used a ribbon underneath, that's also nice. So and it's nice and regular all the way down. I'm hoping that that will work really well. I think it will. Oh, what's got here? That's nice. Just uses a lot of glue, doesn't it? I guess. I think on my channel I'm always moaning about glue. I feel like I'm a glue moaner. It's just, I don't know. It's just a pain, isn't it, glue? If you could do it without glue, you would, wouldn't you? Because it's messy, it's expensive if you want some decent glue. Trying to find the glue that goes with the task in hand. Sometimes you try one way and then you try another. Let's rip that a bit. Okay, it's coming on. It's coming on. What have we got here? Oh, some really dark blue. Yeah, why not? Why not indeed? I mean, this is not the most technical challenge, I realise, and possibly not the most interesting to watch, but I'm hoping to do enough baseline here, and then when I feel like we have enough to work with, show you what I'm going to do on the top with the lace and the beads. So hang on in there if you're not terribly interested in this. Just hang around or just leave it playing in the background until we get to the bit where, should we say, I'm adding on the pretties, which tends to be the bit everybody wants to see, isn't it? Got some really lovely fabrics here that can fit with this project because I already have them. and they weren't necessarily for my bluebell woods, but a lot of them did have elements of blue in them somewhere, or blue and green, so I do actually have a lot of things to work with. So let's not get it stuck on the candle. Let's not do that. I've done quite a lot already, and this video hasn't been long, has it? Put another one of these on, and then back to some paper, I think. Maybe some book page next. So what else I've got to tell you about my journals and stuff? Well, thinking of so I did start up it's called a subreddit. I noticed in Reddit that there weren't many, for want of a better word, channels or places where people could display their junk journal work. There were a few junk journal subreddits, but they were very strict with what you could post and what you couldn't post. So I was putting a lot on the scrapbooking one, which actually all my posts went really well on there. Can I have a red? I could have a red, but let's not do that. Let's not. So I thought, okay, I think I know enough about Reddit to, it's a bit bright, isn't it, to start one up on my own. So started one up, and it's gradually gaining followers. Faster, didn't start with, but faster than I thought it would. So I've put a challenge on there saying, tell me a kit that you would like me to make. Right, I'm ready for some book page now. Let's see. Here we are. I think I'll just ink that first. So I'm waiting to see if they come back and ask for one. So I've just put up a kit called Bohemian Traveller, which has got lots of deep colours in it, roses, and it's got some sort of ancient traveller images and stuff, which I think is quite different. Just put that one on Etsy. I've got collage papers, which I've made out of the original collages that I did, which can go on Etsy as well. So I've got a couple of things to go on, and I've got another 2 sort of kits in the making. So I've been quite busy, but I put on this subreddit and said, challenge me, what would you like me to make? So see what they say. I love making kits, but sometimes uploading them to Etsy is a bit of a faff. It takes a bit of a while. So I did put the Bohemian kit on Ko-fi as well, but it's just members only that can access it. So right now that's just Jodie. So thank you, Jodie, for still being a monthly supporter. But if you'd like to support me monthly, you can do that on Ko-fi for £2 a month, and then you will find that sometimes I put stuff on that's free for everybody, so that does happen. So you could actually go and get my freebies anyway without supporting me if you want to. So the link for Ko-fi is in my description. Just do it. Like, you don't have to support me in any way. You can just get those freebies and go, basically. But if you want to support in any way, even when you pick up a freebie, you can always put a little bit of money in there. Or you can support me monthly as a member, and there's different tiers on there. And the lowest is £2 in my money, so I guess that's less in US dollars even than £2. So this one here I think would go on top, so let's not do that one. Can I have that one? Doesn't quite fit, but I quite like it, and it's a scrap, so let's do it. So that's Ko-fi and Etsy. Etsy ends up with everything on it, really. Ko-fi not always, because I don't always upload to Ko-fi, but Etsy definitely does. But and Etsy, yeah, sometimes the pricing's a bit different on there, because not obviously, but they do charge for transactions and stuff. So sometimes it's a bit different on Etsy, but I will put sales on Etsy, and you can't really do that on Ko-fi. So anyway, blah blah blah. If you just check out Isa in the description, you'll find and have a look at what I'm doing. You might look at it and go, well, yeah, okay. It's not for me. I mean, I'm not on here on YouTube just to sell you stuff. I'm here to help you enjoy crafting. So no worries if you don't want to do any of the things I just mentioned. None at all. Okay, so we're going to do some more paper and then we're going to get some more material, I think. I feel like I want more book page. I'm not sure that I actually have it laying around. I might have to rip it out of my amazing book that I want to show you. I don't think I've done it on the channel yet. I think I'll do that now, show you this old book that I found. Look at this, The Gardening Year. It's old, but it's got lovely stuff. It's got writing, it's got coloured images. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to have it. It just meets, you know, it just, yeah, it's brilliant for junk journaling, so brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to rip a page out. Actually, let me just, we don't need any pictures for this, so let's not bother with the pictures. Just get that one out there, look. And it smells awful, which is always a good sign for junk journaling, and it's really old. It's falling apart. Perfect. I found it in a shop, which wasn't even a second-hand bookshop. It was a shop that just had books at the back for people to take. So it's like, and then just asked for a bit of a donation. So it's very exciting. Right, let me just get a few of those. Okay, that'll keep us going for a bit. I feel like the book page adds something, definitely, when you're coming to do clusters and stuff. Again, you can always put book page on top, but I just think it adds something really nice. So let's have that on there, and let's ink it because we want to, and we can. So I hope you guys are doing okay, whether you've been up to anything or not. Let me know in the comments if you've got any type of project on. You might be someone who has followed me from my planning channel, so you might just enjoy planning still, decorative planning. You might like scrapbooking. You might have a junk journal project, or you might be you just enjoy the kind of like the tactile element of watching people junk journal, which I know that when can we have that one on there? I think we could. I know that when I'm relaxing, then I actually really enjoy people crafting. Most types of craft, actually, I enjoy just watching, and I'm not doing it for any other reason. I'm not even necessarily learning, I'm just watching. It's just relaxing, isn't it? I'm watching on telly when I'm not doing anything else. I'm watching Fool Me Once, and it has me on the edge of my seat, so I try not to watch that too near to going to bed because I can see that I wouldn't sleep. It's pretty good. And I do have the only thing that's disappointing is I do have a soft spot for Richard Armitage, and he's not really in it that much. That's a shame. If you ever remember watching Dawn French, I don't know if in the USA you would actually have ever seen this program. It's called The Vicar of Dibley, and it's Dawn French as a female vicar, and he arrives in a little village and sweeps her off her feet, sort of thing. It's so funny. Anyway, I digress. North and South, he's in that as well. So that's another British drama, North and South. It's a period drama from the days of the Industrial Revolution. It's a romance. He's in that, and that's very good as well. All right, I think we're coming along. I mean, my snippet strip is this long now. Yeah, it hasn't taken too long, has it? Obviously, one of the issues with doing stuff on camera is this is not dry, so trying to put pearls and lace on the top could be a bit of a challenge, but I'm hoping by the time we get further down this piece of ribbon that we will in fact be able to, I think, like, we need material now, don't we? We will be able to do stuff, and that will have dried. This is nice. This came from my daughter. She used to do a lot more sewing than she does now, and at one time I gave her, I think what I'll do is I'll cut a strip along here. I gave her lots of material, but obviously she must have decided at the time she wasn't into it as much, so she's literally just given me lots of fat quarters of material, which I was very grateful for. I said, well, yeah, I'll definitely take it off of you. So that's nice. I like that. It's quite dynamic, so we don't want it all over the place, but that's adding something, definitely. It seems to be that this art glitter glue is all right, so if you're a bit stuck as to whether, if you're using, you know, some sort of flat material behind and you're doing little bits of fabric and paper, whether it would work. From what I can tell at the minute, the glitter glue's all right. So if you don't have Fabri-Tac or anything for fabric, I think you would be okay. You definitely wouldn't be able to do this with, you know, your normal stick glue though. That wouldn't work. So we've got some napkin here. I don't know if you've ever seen the napkins. I've got lots of designs on them. They're normally used for decoupage, but I use them in my junk journaling type stuff as well. Okay, get a bit squashed because I have a very little desk, everybody. But as long as you can see the bit that I'm working on, I think that will be fine. Let me see, what else have we got here? I've got so many bits from previous journals, and they do collect up, don't they? I think it's important to try and use them, which is why I did a whole video on making a collage board, because I found that it used so many scraps, and I've been able to scan them in and make, there's not a lot in here though. There we go. I've been able to scan them in and make designs from them. So it had like a twofold use really. That is not stuck as well. That I'm going to say that the napkin hasn't stuck as well. It's a little bit more temperamental there, I'm going to say. Right. I feel like I'm running out of pure blues a little bit. So I might have to accept that the snippet roll then goes into different colour swatching, and that these would be the clusters perhaps for the latest journal that I'm doing, but then there might be clusters available for other journals, so perhaps that's okay. Thinking about it, I'm sure that's fine. I don't know what my next journal will be, to be honest. It could be so many things. Yeah, I'm not sure. I like a lot of the designs I've done, and I'm not trying to big myself up, but I like the Cornish charm one, which I know Donna is using at the moment for her junk journaling. I like the seam one. I like the one I've just brought out, so it's always difficult to know. I have printed out the Cornish charm one, so it could be that I just do that one because I already have the printouts of it. Okay, we don't want to stick down on the paper here. No, napkin is a problem, but never mind. Okay, let's get some more of that in. I think that's sort of cute, isn't it, and different. I'll have a little drink in a minute. Keep my throat going. There we go. Okay. I am thinking, what am I thinking? To go back to some other ones that we have would be okay. So let's repeat a few of them anyway. Another thing that looks really nice on top of like the basic is labels, so I have quite a few of them from there's a free label kit, by the way, on Ko-fi, so you can definitely access that for nothing. That's too long, isn't it? Yeah, so put some labels on the top, that'll look good. Well, we really are doing very well here. Okay. And some of the other things that work, which I'll show you, is almost putting the lace the other way coming down, and it almost sort of helps to secure down the back pieces. So I make it sound like I'm an expert on snippet rails, and I'm absolutely not. But I know some of the techniques I've used for other things will probably work, so I say that. Let's hope they do. Now I've bigged myself up, hey? Right, I think I'm going to ink this one. What else have I got to tell you? Well, my grandson, who is nearly 7 months, is absolutely thriving. I'm so proud of my daughter for the way she's adapted to being a mum, because actually, you know, it's not hard. I was going to say not hard, I meant it's not easy being a new mum. It's a bit of a shock to the system. I think she's a lot older than I was. I was 21 when I had my first child, and she's seen sort of babies around, and when I say a lot older, she's not old, but she's older than I was and more experienced with younger children, I think. But she's just really taken to it, and it's a relief when that happens, isn't it? Because if your kids are struggling, but they're not at home like their adult children, then you can't always intervene and you can't always help. So it's really nice that she's doing good, and I'm really looking forward to my next grandchild arriving. So if you're watching, Fee, I'm very excited that we're having another little boy come along. Very excited. I just wish you were closer, Fee, but you know that in your heart that I would love that, but I am just your mother-in-law, so you know, I need to butt out on that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this next little baby is equally going to have a wonderful start. I'm very happy. Okay, so we're doing good, we're doing good. I do have this spotty pink stuff, which is wrapping paper, which ought to be used, but come on now, we'll just use a little bit of it. It's not exactly fitting. One, because it's a bit shiny, and two, it's not really the right colour, but let's dull it down a bit and we can make it work, because that's definitely a scrap. And then we'll have a look in a minute how we're doing, because it might be that I then stop where I am soon to kind of put the top bits on. Let me see. Okay, look at that. That's good. Very, very good. So we have done about 2/3 of where I was going to go with it. So I think what I'll do, rather than carry on with that, I'll now show you what I would likely do on the top, and I just hope that it will stick okay. Right, so I've sorted myself out a little bit, and I've got these beads, which I know I want to include. And then it's a case of pieces of lace, I think, which would look nice going down the middle. These are lots of little scraps of lace. Now that one will work really, really well. So how long is that? That's actually long enough. So I'm going to get that one down through. And we do have also this one. It's also very long. And I've got some little tiny embellishment things where I can chop up. So that's a possibility. I've also got this. I've got lots, it seems, which could make decisions a little bit harder, but we'll make them and we'll just get on with it. I think I'm going to go for the more, shall we say, slightly brighter one. So I think it will lift it. So I'm going to put this piece of lace all the way down the middle. I know it covers up that face, but what can you say? Wait a minute, what's this? Ah, no, that's better. I just saw something else which has got more see-through element, but it's a little bit more dynamic. So, because at the end of the day, this is going to be clusters and they do need to stand out, don't they? So I am going to just use a new Fabri-Tac so that we don't have any disasters. Go down through. Can I hear something banging around? I don't know what it is. It's to do with the wind, I think. Okay. This should be quick and easy, this bit. after I finally decided what it was going to be, which I could have done before I started, but you change your mind anyway. I'm always changing my mind when I start projects. So start with an idea, which is always a good place to start, and then change my mind. I think you can see okay. The trouble is it's pretty long, so you're not going to be able to see everything in one go, but coming all the way down here, there we go, and down here. I'll just do it to the end where we are. Maybe it would be easier if I chop this roll where it is, but I know that I want to carry on and add more off camera, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it loose for a minute. Now you'll agree this is pretty easy so far. No sewing, just make sure you've got a selection of different things that you want to use. Pretty easy, yeah? Now, what I might do, just to bring the changes here, is alternate what I use as what I call the focal piece. So the issue is that this is longer than what you can see, but so if I chop up a few of these, you'll agree if these are clusters, okay, so they're going to be no more than about that big. I can't put big embellishments on it because you're not going to see anything that's just been done behind, which would be a shame, wouldn't it? So let's just let that just dry a minute. Right, whilst that's drying, if I just get these chopped. The nice thing about red is it might not be exactly what the journal is, but it will stand out. So let's get a few of them going. I think I'll do that many because I'm not sure how much I'm going to like it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to love the beads. So, and in the beads I've got some blues, I've got some light pink, I've got some white, and I think I've got my little tweezers somewhere as well that can help me to get them on. I'll come in just a smidge for you. Just make sure I try and stay where you can see. Pop that on there. Okay, so that's one cluster. So I'm thinking, you know, about there. So let's have some beads. I think I can probably put more than one bead on there. So let's have a bright blue. Let's not try and get them up with the tweezers. Let's put them on with the tweezers. Okay, let's see. That's very pretty. I actually don't know that I want to put any more with that. That's quite a big one though. Right, go down to about here. I don't quite want to go over her face, so let's go for a pinky. I've just ordered a load of beads actually. I went on TikTok and there's loads of people doing beads. It was exciting, but rather addictive. Okay, that's... Apparently with this new medication I've got to watch excessive gambling, shopping, other things which won't be mentioned on, you know, on camera, which, you know, what can I say, my husband found hilarious, but it wouldn't be hilarious if I turned into this person they say I could do. Right, we're doing okay, yeah? I think this is nice. So I must admit that this Fabri-Tac is coming out way too fast. I'm thinking I'm just going to go for one bead at a time because I can always add more when it comes down to actually making the clusters. But it's giving me a place to chop up, where to chop each time. And other things I could put on the top now would be book page, labels as well. I'm not sure if I will do that now. Let's see how we go with this, because I think that needs a bit of thought. You can't just plonk them anywhere, so it will just ruin things, won't it? Let's have another flower. Things stuck to me all over the place. I mean, we could do a label as a focal piece, which means we don't get the bling element. I think I want 2 there. I suppose we could. I'll get my labels out in a minute. Not sure how it will work because it won't be as pretty, but we have them. They're going to need to be small, aren't they? Tiny ones we need, don't we? So sort of like that. I mean, we'll do 1 or 2 like that. I'm not as convinced. It's not the same, but we'll do a couple alongside each other, because don't forget this is chopped up. We're not looking at it as a whole. I guess if I'm wanting a different look for a cluster, this is going to give it to me. If I wanted something more muted, perhaps. And I do have some butterflies, so they can go somewhere. Maybe do a couple of those. Check you can see, guys. I'm trying to make sure that we're moving this up without destroying it as we're going along. Let's do another butterfly, perhaps here. I don't know what that banging is. I'm pretty sure it's not the dog. I'm sorry if you can hear it, by the way. I don't know what it is. Okay. Then we could have a bit of music paper, and I have it here because that's something I haven't included in the cluster. So again, if I wanted a more muted look and I didn't want the bling, you don't always want bling. Bling's nice, but you don't always want it. Depends what you're trying to do, doesn't it? So this could be another cluster with some music paper on the top, like that. You can try and imagine a less blingy cluster. Put another one there. To be honest, it would be nice to ink this. Shall we? We're doing it anyway. Yep. I'm trying to think if I have anything different. I probably do have some like mini bows and stuff. Let's just keep going down here. We've only got one more really, haven't we, that I can do with you now, guys. You just see just something else to show you, I guess, isn't it? What have we got? We do have something like that, but no. I think we just go back to a couple of beads because I'm nearly at the end, otherwise I could definitely have shown you some other things. Well, actually, let's put that one on there. There we go. So everybody, I hope you found that helpful. I'd love to chop up these clusters for you right in front of you, but they're not going to be dry, and I know that things will start dropping off because it hasn't been given time to dry. But I hope it's given you some inspiration and some ideas about just how easy it is. If you think, look how many clusters I can make out of that, and if I want to make them smaller, I can, and if I want to add extra layers on top again, to make them more embellished, I definitely can. So I hope you enjoyed that. I look forward to seeing you on my next video, where I might show you some of my kits, but I'll certainly be doing a junk journal decorate with me in my Bluebell Woods journal, which is coming along. Thank you for watching.